Okay, so let us begin. Since you guys are ready mostly. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, so for this evening, I would like to share with you guys about four learning outcome. Uh, if you have managed to understand from this topic, I hope you can understand what is ATLAS.ti is all about, and then identify what are the basic function of data analysis using ATLAS.ti. And then if you have downloaded the software that I've given you the link and the trial version, I hope we can exchange some hands-on activities. Okay, so especially on the data, so that you can use the coding technique, and eventually you will learn how to develop the network teams, because all about the qualitatives of research is on finding teams. Okay, and then later on, number four is about the output of the project, whatever you are dealing with, and you want to export the project. So I will teach you that as well. Okay, so as a prerequisite, this is the link that you can download it. Okay, sorry, and you can go to ATLAS.ti.com and you can search for manuals if this session is not uh, too is too uh, hard for you, or it's very new, that this thing is very new for you and you want to make a revision. You can always go there. ATLAS.ti, there are even a webinar on this, free of charge, if I'm not mistaken. So you can go over there and you can have a look if after this session, if you find any confusing, or any confusion, or any should you require any training, further training. Okay, so I hope, like I just mentioned before, I hope you have something uh, on the basic of qualitative research, so that because this session is ongoing on is about on the analysis. So I hope you have a prior knowledge regarding qualitative research, but never mind, we'll see what can do together. Okay, so what does ATLAS.ti do? It is a software, okay, that facilitate the qualitative analysis of research data. Okay, it supports various kind of data, uh, regardless of whether it is video, audio, textual, either it is article, research article, book reviews, or anything, any PDF or Excel or even Twitter. It can be put inside and can be analyzed. Okay, I will show you that after this. It is also a software that help us to make the analysis more easier and more organized, so that we especially on the on finding the triangulation, or to establish the trustworthiness of the study of qualitative research. Or what I mean by trustworthiness is reliability. If you are familiar with that, that is on quantitative research, but in qualitative research we call it trustworthiness and dependability. So in order to establish those two criteria, this ATLAS.ti is very helpful. Okay, especially in order to form the link between the data, and to find the themes emerge from the data. ATLAS.ti will help you on that. Okay, so okay, this is about the triangulation technique. Okay, what is triangulation? If I can share with you, triangulation is like you want to conform your data, your one pool of data, let's say your transcription, your interview transcription, with another forms of data. Let's say, for example, you collect an observation, you carry out observation with your informant. So you want to make a connection with the interview that you had earlier, or before. So there is a link between those two data. Okay. Plus there is another, let's say you want to link with another source of data, let's say for example, um, what do you call that, document, other document, like say a policy maybe, or SOP maybe, you want to make a connection. So between your policy, between the policy document and those two, transcription and the observation, so you make a triangulation. Okay, that is called triangulation. So as you can see here, either you are going to conduct semi-structured interviews or unstructured interviews, you can use the triangulation technique inside the ATLAS.ti. Okay, and then you can and if you want to use focus group discussion, for example, and then you want to make analysis out of that focus group discussion, also can. The field notes, okay, the observation, or any other material. Okay. So according to this is from Creswell, the scholar from of qualitative research. He said about what is qualitative data analysis is all about. It's about the organizing the data. As you can see, if you are going to conduct a quantitative research, you feel much more easier because you're going to handle just a bunch of questionnaires, or maybe tests, or maybe um, um, scores. Okay, IQ tests, IQ scores, I don't know. Okay, that depends on the research. But how are you going to analyze, or how are you going to measure a conversation? Okay, how do you analyze those ideas from the people? Okay, when you interview them, when you get the data from the conversation, how are you going to understand what are the how do you systematically, okay, derive that data to your research question or your research objective, so that you can understand the phenomenon. So that's why, and qualitative research is about organizing, uh, preparing, and integrating between those data, especially the interviews. Okay, if you had an experience before, I think you can make more sense on what I just said, especially on the transcription. Okay, I will show you the transcription or um, of a qualitative and interview. Okay. So the nature of qualitative research characteristic is these things. Okay, it requires natural setting. Why? Because sometimes the informant is quite stiff, or quite there is a social desirability issue when you want to interview them, when you want to gather some data. So if you call them upon in your lab, sometimes they try to withdraw some information. So rather, you can try in their natural setting. Let's say your informants, your future informants, or your informants intended to be an administrative post. So you go there, you go to their office, and you make appointment, and then you start to interview them. So that what I mean by natural setting. So from there, only you can get the real data from the conversation, from the interview. Okay, so sometimes you have to do multiple methods. Apart from qualitative, you can also use quantitative as well in your research. Depends on your methodology. So you can use mixed method as well. And qualitative research sometimes is a complex reasoning. Okay, and it's more focused on the inductive, okay, rather than the deductive. Okay, because we don't have hypothesis in qualitative research. You don't want to prove anything. You just want to investigate, and you want to explore, you want to understand, and that is more that is what is qualitative research is all about. And the design sometimes is emergent, because you follow your data, okay, what your data carries you, or guide you along the way, and then you start to get immersed with with the data. Okay, sometimes you will be like tenggelam tenggelam dalam data tu. Okay, because of the nature of the qualitative research, sometimes it's quite in depth. Okay, and then it requires a reflexivity, and it is a holistic account. Okay, you want to view the phenomenon in the most angle and the widest angle possible. Okay, so uh, there are some elements that you have to know on data analysis, especially on qualitative research analysis. As there are five main things that are going to share with you. Number one is the documents. Number two is the quotation, codes, memos, and network. Okay, I will straight away jump to the software. So I assume you have the software with you, so that you can follow my um, sorry, let me quit this first. Okay, this is the ATLAS.ti software for Mac users. You're going to see this. Okay, and with you guys, I have shared with you a file, a name, children and happiness. I hope you guys can download that as well. uh, okay, don't worry, it is just 459 kilobytes, so it doesn't require much internet. Okay, so if you have that, make sure you open the project, and then we can start the tutorial. Okay, okay, you have some question here. Let me go through one by one. Okay, okay, most of you have some. Okay, okay, so you already know about the qualitative research. Okay, that's good. Okay, uh, yes, I agree with you. Some researcher more uh, prefer more to do it manually. Okay, to transcribe it manually, to find the themes manually, and to code based on the transcription manually. But I really recommend this software. Why? Because it helps you a lot in your analysis, especially on the way how it helps you in the way of organizing it. And then and when you want to make the quotation, okay, I will show you after this the quotation one by one, and you want to code it, that is much easier. It straight away list down all your codings, and you can straight away generate the themes based on the networks of the codings and so on. Okay, so I hope. Okay, my. Okay, first time. Okay, never mind. uh, Coding knowledge for this. Okay, yes, you have to know on the coding things. Okay, how to code of the conversation, and then you uh, okay, will be much easier for you. Okay, expectation easier than SPSS. Okay, okay, I kind of agree with that. Okay, SPSS, because you have to run the t-test, the chi-square and all that. You have to know it very fluently. But with ATLAS.ti, I think require very basic knowledge. I think from after I hope from after share with you guys, you can go on your own and you can learn more. Okay, because it's easier. Yes, I agree with you, it's easier. uh, some some of you cannot hear my voice. What app should I use to open children? Okay, you have to install the ATLAS.ti first, and then from the ATLAS.ti you have to open the file. Okay, let's start with the ATLAS.ti. Okay, here is your ATLAS.ti. Okay, you go to project and then open. Okay, for me, I have it here, the Children and Happiness Center project. So I go straight away to this. And then it straight away give me the interface of ATLAS.ti. Okay, here we are. Are you seeing this? Yes, no? I have to keep switching on. Some of you are still downloading it. Okay, never mind. 3 to 4 hours. Oh my. Cannot be downloaded. Too big, slow internet. Okay. So, how are we going to do this? Can I proceed, or should I just explain using the PowerPoint? I am recording the session. Yes, Nasruddin. Tuan Nasruddin. Yes, I am recording the session. But with the recorded session. Okay, I am recording the session, so we can proceed. Okay. Okay, let's say you have downloaded it and you are opening it first time. You will see this interface. Okay, and straight away there is the name of your project. Okay, you can name it later. This is Children and Happiness sample project, and on your left hand side is your documents, your codes, your memos, and networks. Okay, those 4 things are the most important things that you want to know, and the rest I think you will explore on your own, and it's very easy. Okay, so for the document, over here you have the all the options here on the on for those who using Mac. You can see here, import document, quotation code, memo. Okay, okay, don't bother with that. Okay, let's say for example you have obtained, you have settled with your data collection, you have obtained your interview, and you have your your transcription with you. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to import all your documents in here. Okay, let me show you on how to import the document. Okay. Okay, let's say you have your document here and you want to import it. Just straight away drag the document to your ATLAS.ti, so it will be there. Okay, okay, and then you have with you, like I said before, you will have you you are free to import any kind of document, regardless of whether it is PDF or Word doc. So the first document that you have here on the sample is an article. Okay, I think this is PDF. So it will you just click here and it will open it for you. And over here is the document. You can maximize it or minimize it. Okay, and then you can start to read one by one. Okay. Okay, so on the next step, the next section here is the quotation and the coding. Okay, but worry not, I will show you later on the coding and the quotation. I just want to make yourself familiar with the interface. And on this side is the command that you want to make on the document. Okay, this one. Okay. Okay, so this is an article. Let's say if we go to transcription or conversation, this is a kind of transcription that you can see here. Okay, so I believe this is a research question, or no, this is not research question, this is more to coding. So the sentence here is from the transcription that you conducted earlier, and you want to start to analyze it. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is another article. Okay, this is from blog. Okay, this is another blog. Okay. Okay, let's say for example you want to analyze some picture. Okay, you can also do that by dragging, also drag and drop, just put it here. This is the picture. Okay, and if you want to drag and drop a video also, you can do so. So from this you can watch a video straight away inside the ATLAS.ti. And then over here you can see the what do you call this, the audio notes. So you can start to code and make a coding from this notes. Okay, if you have an audio file, okay, this is a video file, you have an audio file, you also can do that by dragging it into the document tab and start to analyze it. Okay, so that is the first interface on documents. You are following? You guys are following? Yes? Okay, so far so good, yeah. Okay. Okay, as you can see here, can I do like this? Sebelah boleh kan? Boleh lah ya. Okay. Okay, now we want to know about the quotation. Okay, quotation means you want to segment the document and you want to find the you want to find the actual theme that you want to extract from the data. So you have to do number one is to quote first whatever conversation that you come across that you feel important, and then later on you want to quote it. So quotation, how do you do quotation? It's like this. Okay, we start with the article first. Okay, I'm maximizing it. Okay, let's say you are reading this paragraph and you find it interesting, you want to quote it. So just highlight it and right click and choose create quotation. So the quotation will be here. Okay, from whatever you select, the first line until the next line, you will have the first quotation. Okay, Okay, just ignore this yellow and orange color. Okay, we are focusing on the quotation. Okay, if you find this lecturer okay, and you want to quote the lecturer, you can also do that by highlighting it. Sorry. And sorry. Right click and create quotation. There is a shortcut for that, which is Command H. For Windows user, you can see your shortcut is over there, over here. Okay, you can choose. Okay, so this is on quotation. Okay, it goes the same for every other document. Let's say for example you have with you a picture, so you want to quote this picture. Straight away you can create quotation for the picture. Same goes to video. Okay, you have here the video. Okay, let's say you find this line is interesting to you, you want to quote it. Okay, you highlight it, straight away it will generate for you the quotation. Okay, so this is quotation. As you can see here, it hyperlink within and across documents. Let's say this document, this file, the future AI file, video file, you want to link with other document. So by creating quotation, later on you can link it with other document. I will show you after this. Okay, you guys still with me? Some of you are still coming, and I'm yes. Okay, good, thank you. Okay, now we go for the next thing, which is coding. Okay, after you have made a lot of quotation, I assume you will do a lot of quotation. Okay, take your time, enjoy the process. Remember, this is a research. Okay, don't do it very last minute. Okay, do it with ample time and with passion, I hope. Okay, now you want to do coding. So to create codes, it is more similar to quotation. The difference is just, okay, whenever you highlight it, sorry, you choose add coding. Okay, from here you have to decide, or you have to create what kind of coding you want to put. And the coding usually is based on your literature. Okay, after you have read your literature and you go through on the concepts, on the themes, or especially on the concepts. Okay, so you might find yourself familiar with those concepts. So let's say you find this sentence with a concept of, let's say, passion. Okay, this is just for example. This should be on your own. Okay, so you just add that, the coding for the passion. Okay, from there you can choose several options. The first option is the code in vivo. Okay, what do I mean by code in vivo? Is the whole thing as the coding. Okay, so this whole sentence will be the coding of your coding. Okay, okay, let's say for example happiness, choose code in vivo, so it will appear in your on your right is the happiness and the coding that you just created. Okay, okay, it's quite confusing here. I I think I should use a fresh project so that you can see more clearly. Okay. Let me close this one by one. I can make a new project. I will try to import new transcription. Okay, this is the transcription. Okay, I'm showing you the fresh one. So you make coding, sorry. Quotation. And from quotation you can get coding. See there. Okay, so straight away your coding here, the list of your coding is been recorded here. Keamanan. Okay, the quotation is here. And in vivo coding, let's say here is the tabung plastin. In vivo coding means pop the quotation and the coding straight away generated for you. Okay, more, I hope it is clearer. Yes, no? Okay, the purpose of quotation, what is the purpose of the quotation is where you want to mark the sentences and later you want to generate coding based on the sentences. Okay, coding is from your literature, you will generate the coding yourself, but the quotation is from the text, the transcription itself. Does that answer your question? No? And later when you want to import it in your thesis or your research or your writing report, you will have the list of the quotation in here. You go for quotation manager. See? Okay, it can straight away point to you where does this quotation belongs to and to what person or informant or document it is related to. Okay, here. So once again, you want to go back to quotation, you go to quotation manager and you can see whatever quotation that you have made and as well as the codings that have been generated by yourself. Okay, still following, guys? Yes, okay, that's good. Thank you. All right. Okay, so now we finish for quotation and coding. Okay, there is another feature other than in vivo coding is auto coding. Okay, this is quite cool feature. Okay, why? Okay, let me go back to the previous project. Very awesome feature. I really like this. Okay, you can see here. You go for code, and then you choose auto coding. Okay. Sorry. You have to choose an article first. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's say this article is about children. So you want to auto code anything, any words that have a children in it. So you go for auto coding. You type children, and then you choose, let's say, okay, these are the codings that have been generated. Let's say you search for happiness. Okay, the rest you just ignore. Okay, let it be. And then, okay, this is for the document group. You can choose whether all document, all document means here, all whatever document here you want to find the word children, and then you just click next. And next is for the software to search for the word. Okay, you can see here when I click next is where the software keep on searching it. Okay, but if you code, it will generate for you the new code. Okay, here, here, children and happiness. So you click, and then you will decide whether you want to code it. Okay, here, code it, or you want to just code it all, and then you can put everything, code all. Okay, there you go. You will have it straight away to you, for you. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so that is for auto coding. Okay, it is very useful if you want to review an article, or for your literature. Okay, or for your transcriptions also, you can do the same. Okay, provided you have a very good discipline in transcribing your audio, okay, your interview data. Okay, so we good. Okay, you can also use drag and drop feature. Okay, let's say for example I open the other one here. Here you have already two codes. Okay, two coding. Okay, two codes. Okay, let's say there is another transcription document that you want to import. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so this is the usual transcription that looks like how it looks like. Okay, you can use here to zoom in or to make it more smaller. Okay, okay, let's say this is another document. Okay, okay, this document is more manual coding. Okay, this is the manual coding that I happen to exercise it during my GRA. So you can see here, okay, this is the coding, and then later becomes themes. Okay, this is I generate this using manually. I make it manually. Okay, but when you use ATLAS.ti, becomes easier for you. Okay, let's say for example this you want to put coding for keamanan, so you just drag the keamanan codes, put it straight away. It will generate for you the quotation and the coding. Okay, that is drag and drop. Okay, so you have learned about creating quotation, in vivo coding, creating coding, in vivo coding, auto coding, and color coding. Okay, color coding is like you want to make organization for your coding. So let's say for keamanan you choose blue, and for tabung Palestine, let's see here, sorry, you choose green. So there you go, a different color, two different color, for you to see it more clearly and to organize it more systematically. So that is in vivo auto and color coding. Okay, so now we move to networks. Okay, the networks of coding which you want to generate to find the themes. But be mindful that networks only comes easier after you have finished read, or you have finished mark all your transcriptions, your data. Meaning, if you have 3 informants, you have to go through all the 3 informants. You have to finish, make coding and quotation for all those 3 informants. Then only you make the network themes. It comes more easy. It will become easier for you to make the linkage and to make the connection. Okay, so make sure you have gone through all of your informants, or maybe sometimes you find it interesting when you have, let's say you have 10 informants. After finishing 5 informants, you have already made the connection, you have already understand the phenomena, and you want to make sense of it. Then please straight away go to network. Okay, so this is network. Okay, so you can from the okay, let's say we just cancel this. Okay, you have clean surface here. Okay, from the network, choose network, new network. Okay, here is where you make connection between your coding and of your data. Okay, so let's say for example keamanan, code keamanan. Okay, you drag and drop the keamanan, and then okay, let's do some more of the codes so that I can show you the so this is empathy, and then this is early exposure. Okay, so okay, you have here the early exposure, all the codings that you have generated. Early exposure, you have 4 early exposure, empathy, keamanan, tabung Palestine. Okay, go back to your network. Okay, just cancel this. Okay, so you have 2 more codings that you want, you think that it is interrelated. So just drag the coding, sorry, okay, and then you can start to make the connection. Okay, from here you find the dots here, the circle, the small circle here, and then you just start to, okay, it will give you some of the linkage that you want to make, and this link you can set on your own. Okay, so it can be a cause of, it can be a part of, it can be a property of, or let's say you have a new name, you will have to rename it. Okay, at the network, sorry, you have to name. Okay, let's say, okay, sorry, let me just show you the basic one. So is associated with keamanan. Okay, and then you find it this coding also is associated with, and you find it this one also, or maybe you find it is contradicting to keamanan, so you choose contradicts to keamanan, empty is contradicts to keamanan. Okay, so there you go, the first network that you have formed to understand on your data. You guys still with me? This session is very quiet. Hello. Yes, okay, that's good. Thank you for responding. Okay, now after you have formed a new network, you can choose to organize it. Either you want to be left, at the top, or a grid circular. It's up to you. Okay, you can arrange it apa, suka hati. Okay, now you can choose from the coding here. You want to add some of the quotation, or maybe some of the memos that you have made. Okay, I haven't talked about memos. Okay, let me show you on the quotation first. Okay, so there you go, the quotation that you have made appears here. So why are we doing this? Because we want to make sense of the data. Okay, the concepts, we want to relate with the literature, and we want to make sense of the data, because we want to find the themes. Okay, so this is the quotation. This quotation will help you to understand on the coding early exposure, and the early exposure coding will understand you to the bigger concept of keamanan, or maybe the theme of keamanan. Okay, okay. This study is about keamanan, pendidikan keamanan. Okay, we are good. Are we good? Yes. I see here we we are reaching the end of the time. It's 3:30 already. Am I allowed to continue, or should we make another session, or I don't know. Just continue? Sure? Continue? Yes, continue. Okay. Alright, thank you. But please let me know when should I stop, and when should we finish. Okay. Cik Nurbaiti, boleh bagi tahu saya macam mana? Okay. Let me. Okay, we finish with the networks and some feature of the networks, which is you can make connection and decoding. Now we go for comment section. Okay, this is really helpful, the comment section, because for me, okay, you can do it on your own, or you can do it your ways. Okay, but my way, I'm showing you my way. Okay, I use the comment section for me to generate the subcoding. Okay, so let's say, for example, this is perspective, so I make it perspective as the subcoding. Okay, for this quotation, and then what I do is I will choose the show comments and it will appear here. See the perspective. Okay, I will show you the finished product. Okay, so to make you more understand. Sorry, open. Okay, let me show you the networks. Sorry, network. Oh. Okay. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so you can see on the comments here is all the subcoding that I have generated, that later I will make it as a category, and later I will form a themes. Okay, see, this is the quotation, 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 and all these quotations is belong to piece culture coding. Okay, piece culture coding. Okay, but the comments, I make it purposely for the subcoding, and later I will categorize it and make it as a theme. Okay. Let me show you the feature. Okay, this is the final one. Okay, you can create as many as you want, as many as you want for the networks, because as long as you don't get, you still not be able to make sense of the data, so you must create you must create the network, you must make sense of the data. Okay, so you go on and on and on making the connection and making the networks. Later on you will find yourself, oh, this informant are saying about this. Okay. Let's say for example this role of university. Okay, the subcoding of it is character building towards peacefulness, character building as a lecturer, to make the student able to realize peace values. All these are belong to roles of university, and this is roles of university is part of tertiary education, and tertiary education is part of role of lecturer. Okay, this is how I make the connection and how I make sense of the data. Okay, it should be very across individual, across the researcher, because it's up to her or him to make sense of the data. Okay, so be confident and be in charge of your data, and try to make sense as much as possible on what have the informant have told you. Okay, okay, so this is a completed version of my themes, and the biggest category of the theme is here. You can see here the roles of academic administrator. Okay, are you guys following? Oh, Norbaiti is not joining the session. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Okay, so we just proceed with our own agenda, right? Okay. Is that so? Okay. I think we can continue just around 10 to 15 minutes more. Okay. Alright. I go quickly. Okay, so you have understand about the coding in the network, quotation in the network. Okay, I have showed you, and the documents in the network. Okay, how to include some of the document that you find it have connection with whatever you have on your data. Okay, let's say this interview is this document has everything to do with the coding. So you just drag the document, and then you just straight away make some connection. Choose here. Oh, it cannot be. Okay, let me show you another one. The one that you have with you is the, sorry, let me just see this. Yes. Yeah, okay. Here we got the networks. Okay, let me just padam this. Sorry. You can try on your own, yeah. Try to experiment and try to play with it. Don't worry too much. Make mistake. Okay, okay. So this is what have been done in this example. Okay. Okay, this is more clearer. Okay, let's say you have this video, you want to make some connection. So you just drag that in the network and then you just make some connection with the coding. But I don't understand why it is not, why it prohibits you to make connection. I don't know. Some bug. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. Okay. Do you have any question for me so far? Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, please. No. Okay, let me show you with memo feature. Okay, to create memo, it is very useful when you have something in your mind, you have some description, you have ideas, you have anything that you want to put, just to make to make sense of the data. So make sure you can use the memos function here. Click new memo, and then you can type here whatever you want. So happiness is about having children. Children bring you happiness. And so on. Okay, you can write whatever you want, and then later on you will find your memos in here. Okay, you can rename this. Sorry. Rename this to happiness. Sorry. Memo. Okay. So that is memo. So in your network, you can also include, sorry, memo that has something to do with your data, with your coding. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let me show you networks that I have done. Okay, sometimes when you find the coding is interesting, and then you want to see what other codings, what other codes that has connection with this coding. Okay, so you can add neighbors, add codes, so it can straight away show you the connection that you have made earlier. Okay, this will appear automatically. Okay, once again, right click, add neighbors, add codes. or you want to see this coding has does it have anything to do with quotation groups, memos, and whatsoever. So you just add all. Okay, choose all common. Okay, you can so choose add co-occurring codes to see if there is any connection between this coding to add to another. Okay, you play with it and then you will understand how you want to make the connection and how to make sense of the data. Okay, so that is on memo. Now the output. Okay, whatever you do, you can export it. You can choose here project. Sorry, you can choose code, export code into Excel. Okay. Oops. Let me choose another name. Okay, it will open your Excel. There you go. So whatever coding that you have generated, it will list down here. Okay, with all the groups, the comment here and the code group here and here. Okay, kalau pening you boleh choose juga option lain. No, code book. Okay, it will appear like this. You can choose whether you want to be as PDF or document, Word doc. Okay. Okay. Let me show you some of the end product of my own transcription. It will be like this. Okay, you can choose the quotation and the quotes, the coding that you have made, and it will list down all the data here. Okay, so that is on output. For the project, you can choose to export it as XML. I'm not very sure about this, but you can use it in order for you to merge with other software. Let's say you want to merge with SPSS, Excel, or whatever. So you can go to here, project, go to export project, or export project to XML. Export project means you just want to export project as a file. So you will be able to copy it and transfer to other computer or save it to drive or whatever you want. Okay, and then you will have the file ready at your hands. Okay, so that is on the XML and the software. Apart from that, you can screenshot this. Okay, based on your computer, you can zoom out and then you screenshot the image that you have made, the network that you have made, and then you put it on your report. Okay, so that is on screenshot. I use it frequently. It's easier to me. Okay, and that's all for this session. So I welcome any questions so far if you have. Any feedbacks that you want to share with me? Do you find this easy for you to use after this, or you want to buy the software? You can go to straight away to ATLAS.ti.com and you can canggih, yes, betul, very canggih, and I also recommend this very much to qualitative researcher. Okay, terima kasih banyak-banyak kerana mendengar. Yeah, helpful if you doing master and PhD, yes. Okay. Parliament script, yes, that's very good. Yes, I agree with you, sir. You can use it on conversation, transcription, and whatever data that you have with you and you want to analyze it. Very helpful, and keep it helps you to stay organized. That's the most important. I like it very much. That's my experience lah. Mm-mm. Mm. To count the input, yes. What do you mean by input? Meaning in what sense? Ucapan YB. I see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, go ahead, sir. Yes. Uh, Sometime terlepas point. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. Mm. Betul, setuju. I believe you guys can have can really master it, and in no time. Okay, this is very straightforward. You guys can have at your fingertips in no time, especially if you are tech savvy, uh, and and at this time we all have the capability to learn and adapt. And most of you guys, I think, it's just chicken feed lah, eh? Okay, thank you very much for having me, and really appreciate. I once again thank you very much for inviting me. Hope you guys get some from this session. Okay. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks to you too. Hope we guys can we can meet in other time and other session, hopefully. Alright, thank you. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera.